Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Geographyguru. This is the 10th episode of class 10th history, chapter number 3, Nationalism in India. In the previous episode we discussed about the three important topics. We discussed about the Swaraj Party, when it was formed and why it was formed. After that we discussed about the Simon Commission, when Simon Commission visited India and why it was boycotted all over the country. And in the end we discussed about the historical session of Congress Party, that was the Lahore Session of 1929, and why the Lahore Session of 1929 is known as the historical one. In this episode, that is the short episode of 3 to 4 minutes, we will try to understand about the the effects of worldwide economic depression of 1929 to 1933. Let's begin. The effects of the worldwide economic depression 1929 to 1933. This was a worldwide depression, एक महामंदी थी, and it not only affected the Indian economy but also all the European countries and the USA too. Actually, it began from USA. USA से इसकी शुरुआत होती है, and it affected the Indian people and Indian economy too. How it affected the Indian economy and Indian people, let's find out. Agriculture prices began to fall and collapsed in 1930. सबसे पहला जो इफेक्ट था, agriculture prices began to fall and collapsed in 1930. It was a huge setback for Indian economy. Why? Because at that time Indian economy was mainly based on the agriculture, and because it was a setback for the agriculture, so it was setback for the Indian economy too. So agriculture prices began to fall, काफ़ी कीमतें गिर गई थी, and that collapsed in 1930 badly. धड़ाम से 1930 में गिर चुके थे. Demand for agriculture goods declined in the country. Demand कम हो चुकी थी, and it became difficult for the peasants to sell their harvest and pay revenue, because at that time there was a bumper production in the agriculture sector 1929 to 1933, but due to the decline in the demands, due to the fall of the prices of the agriculture products, it became difficult for the farmers or the peasants to sell their crops and to pay the revenue. अगर वो बिक भी जाती थी तो इतना कम पैसा मिल रहा था कि they were unable to pay the revenue. So badly hit community at that time, badly hit sector was the agriculture sector, and badly hit that community, we can say that the section of the society was the peasants and the farmers. सबसे ज़्यादा प्रभाव इन्हीं के ऊपर पड़ा था. The entire country was in the crisis due to there was a crisis in the agriculture sector, so there was a crisis in the Indian economy too. Next effect of this economic crisis was the unemployment. Lakhs of people lost their jobs. Lakhs of people who were earlier working in the factories, they lost their jobs. Who were engaged in the service sector lost their jobs. Who were engaged in the trade etc. lost their jobs. So unemployment was increased. बेरोजगारी बढ़ जाती है. And due to the increase in the unemployment, there was an increase in the poverty too. गरीबी बढ़ जाती है, especially in the rural areas. All those people who were engaged in the agriculture sector, all those people who were the factory workers, and all those people who were the daily wages workers, they had to face the hardship during this time. तो इनकम कम हो जाती है. So unemployment increased all over the country, and there was the increase in poverty too. Traders, merchants were ruined. There was a decline in the trade too. Trade लगभग ठप हो चुका था. So traders and merchants were ruined. उनका धंधा पूरी तरीके से चौपट हो गया. Large numbers of factories were shut down. बड़ी संख्या में फैक्ट्रीज, बिकॉज देर वॉज द डेक्लाइन इन द इनकम ऑफ द पीपल. लोगों की इनकम कम हो चुकी थी, एंड सो दैट डेक्लाइन द डिमांड्स ऑफ द फैक्ट्री प्रोडक्ट्स, एंड बिकॉज देर वॉज ए डेक्लाइन इन द ट्रेड टू. सो ड्यू टू ऑल दीज रीजन्स द लार्ज नंबर्स ऑफ फैक्ट्रीज वर शट डाउन. बड़ी संख्या में फैक्ट्रीज है वो बंद हो जाती है, एंड दैट टू अगेन इंक्रीज द पॉवर्टी एंड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इन द कंट्री. इससे भी गरीबी, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट है वो बढ़ता है. वन पॉजिटिव आउटकम only positive outcome of that economic depression was that it helped in the reshaping the national movement. People who were already discontent with the British government policies, they held responsible for all these things British government only, and that helped in the strength of the nationalist movement, that helped in the growth of the nationalist movement in India too. सो ये इफ़ेक्ट्स थे, उनमें से एक पॉजिटिव इफेक्ट ये रहा कि इससे देश की मूवमेंट को और मजबूती मिली. सो दैट्स ऑल इन दिस सेशन. ऐसे ही लगे रहिए, पढ़ते रहिए, आगे बढ़ते रहिए. बाय बाय, थैंक यू, टेक केयर.